Hi, it is Friday the 10th of February 2012. This is Wes Fryer, and in this screencast I would like to address the issue, where should you publish video if there are folks in your family, particularly children and young people, who are publishing video and creating them? Where should you post those online? And I'm going to specifically highlight and talk about some differences between the website Vimeo.com and YouTube.com. I'm actually creating this primarily for someone in our church whose young son is an aspiring videographer. And one of the things that I want to encourage everyone to think about and be aware of is privacy concerns are important. And when we publish video online, and really anything online, I think we want to be very careful about our personal information, our address information, phone numbers, emails, things like that. As we become adults, we particularly, have a need to have contact information that we share. But even then, I think we want to be careful to guard our email addresses to protect ourselves from spammers, things like that. That being said, there are a lot of wonderful opportunities to be able to publicly and openly share the creative work that we make and that our children make online. And while there are dangers and there are people who would hurt our children and hurt us, it is an overblown fear that we have that the moment a piece of work that a child has created is put online, immediately horrible and terrible things, befall that child. It certainly is true that the more we put online about ourselves, the more open we are for people to take that content and to do something with it. And it is possible that people can do malicious things with it. And so we need to be aware of that. But there are basically outlier cases at this point of people, for instance, taking content and using it against somebody to bully or harass them. This is going to be a decision that each individual parent and each person is going to have to make. So I'm not going to say, what is going to be the right decision for you. But I am going to say that in the case of our own family, we've found tremendous benefit to being able to openly share content on a variety of spaces. So the website that you see kind of behind me here in the screencast is Learning Signs, which is our family blog where we share a lot of different work. There's a lot of writing that my children do. There's artwork. There are videos. But when you create a video today, generally you need a place to host or to post that video different than your blog where you are posting it. Now, an exception to that would be if you're using the website posterous.com, which is a free place that you can post media. Posterous does provide for free hosting, not only of images and audio, but also video. But in this case, I'm using a website called WordPress, and I need to have a way of posting that somewhere else. So the two examples I'm going to talk about are Vimeo and YouTube. And let's talk a little bit about let's talk about YouTube first. Both of these are going to be good choices, but I'll kind of caveat and explain the differences. YouTube definitely has more visibility. If you put a video on YouTube and you tag it, meaning you put not only your title and description, but some tags or keywords that describe your video, and there are similar videos out there. Let's say you've done something about Lego. There are lots and lots of people who love Lego, and so they are going to more than likely find your video, and other people are going to find your video, based upon those tags and those keywords. So it can be a good thing to let people encounter your videos, and many folks, including young people, have developed quite an audience and are going to continue to develop audiences online by publishing to YouTube. There's just a lot of eyeballs on YouTube, and there's a lot of ways that you can interact or intersect with video because of the way related videos show. Now, that being said, it's also a disadvantage in some contexts that there are related videos because you do not have control on YouTube of what videos come up as related to your video. So it is possible that your child, or you, for your child, can post a video to YouTube and it can show up, and then something there in the right sidebar is just, not appropriate, or you're not, thinking that should even be there, but you are not going to be able to change that related video. It's going to be tied to the keywords that you are using, both in the title and description, and also in the tags that you have. My number one caution to everyone who is going to post video to YouTube is to consider turning on comment moderation. And this isn't something that you're going to necessarily there are folks, and a lot of folks who have viral videos that that don't do that. But particularly with young people, and especially for a school context, I highly encourage you to turn on moderation. And that just means that you'll be able to approve comments that go on there. As of this recording in February 2012, it is not possible that I know of to make the default for your YouTube video be that comment moderation is turned on. You have to manually go in and do that. So let me just really quickly show you. I'm going to go here to this video about Eyjafjallajökull, which is a volcano in Iceland, and my daughter and some of her science classmates created this video a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go ahead and click this link that says Edit Info, and I'm going to click on Settings. And right here under the comments, you can see that it is now allowing comments automatically. That's the default, and I had not gone into this video yet and turned on the moderated comments. So I'm going to go ahead and check this box, the third one that says Allow all comments with approval only, and click Save Changes. And now there won't be any comments that will go in below this video unless I actually approve that. So I strongly encourage you to do that. In order to set up a YouTube account, if you want to do that, I'm going to switch over to a different web browser here. You're going to go to youtube.com, obviously, and you're going to click Create an Account. And if you have a Google account already of any kind, you can log in with your Google account, and then you can join it to your YouTube account. What you will do, however, is create a channel name that, to my knowledge, is not changeable after you initially create it. So that channel name is going to be viewable to the world. So in my case, for my main channel, I have W Fryer, but you might choose something that doesn't even have a name in it. And that's another thing to mention. As you create video, or your children create video and you share them, you do not need to be using anybody's real name as you do that. And in a school context, most are going to just use first names and not first names and last names when they publish content. But some schools do. People are all over the board with this. But the process of setting up that account is just either connecting your existing Google account to a YouTube account and making a channel name, or go ahead and create a new account that you're going to use. So that's a little bit about YouTube. I think YouTube is a fantastic place to be sharing your content, but make sure you, turn on your comment moderation and be aware of your tagging. When you embed your video in YouTube or from YouTube, like if you put it on your blog, you can click Share and Embed. One of the important things to note down here is you can uncheck this box to show suggested videos when the video finishes. And that way, if people are seeing it on your website, it's not going to pop up with other videos. And that it can be a good thing, because sometimes those related videos are definitely related and they can be good. But on the other hand, I've definitely seen situations where the videos are not related and people have said, oh, it was a bad video, why was that on your site? And we said, I didn't do that. It was, something YouTube did. But by unchecking that box, show suggested videos, when you embed it, it won't show anything after it plays. So that's a little bit about YouTube. Let's talk about Vimeo. I have gone ahead and set up a website on Vimeo.com that we've used for some videos that we've created. And one of the things I had to think about in this case was whether or not I just wanted this in my main YouTube channel. When you're on YouTube, people will be able to follow you, and I guess I don't really know how many people are following me at this point, 253. But sometimes we're creating things that are fun, but they're just sort of experiments. And while we could put them on YouTube, I just kind of wanted another place to do that. So I created a website for learning signs on Vimeo. Vimeo is a very popular web hosting site. And as far as I understand it, and please correct me if I'm wrong and add a comment to this or some feedback, I don't think Vimeo has nearly the eyeballs in the world that YouTube does. And so the commenting in some cases, inappropriate commenting that happens on different YouTube videos, I really haven't seen on Vimeo. Now, I've spent less time on Vimeo, but I tend to see it as a place where the issues are different. So Vimeo is a free site also. However, the limits are a little bit different. So this is actually an important thing to keep in mind. A free account on YouTube currently will only allow you to upload videos that are up to 15 minutes in length. So if your son or daughter, or if you are creating videos that are longer than that, you probably want to look at Vimeo. Now, a free account on Vimeo, again, as of this recording, lets you upload up to 500 megabytes of files per week. Now, if you are going to shoot and upload in high definition, that may not go a long way, but you can choose to export your video file and use a standard definition, and 500 megabytes can go quite a long way, especially if you're only, uploading, 1 or 2 videos a week. So Vimeo will give you an opportunity to upload just like you would in YouTube. You also have the opportunity to embed. So when I go here to my video, I can click up here in the upper right corner, and there's a button there that says share. And so it's giving me this embed code that I can copy and paste and put that on my blog. And, I'm not positive about this, but one of the things to check out is what is the difference between a pro account and a regular account. And I don't know if I can even click here on something that talks about being able to update my account. One of the differences that Vimeo has had, is a while back it wasn't making videos mobile friendly to be able to play on an iPhone or an iPad or any other iOS device made by Apple. I am actually not positive if that is still the case. I'll go ahead and click this link that says Vimeo Plus. Do you want more? Great, and we can see what it allows. So this is again February 2012. Instead of just getting 500 megs a week, you can upload up to 5 gigs. There aren't ads. They give you priority. With a free account, it looks like you can only upload 1 high-definition video per week, and you can't embed the high-definition versions. So it looks like they may have taken away the mobile difference. So maybe all the videos on Vimeo now are allowed to be mobile friendly. Hopefully they are. And it looks like there's a Vimeo Pro, but that's going to probably be beyond what you're going to want. So maybe this is something that would be worth spending $60 a year to do, to have some additional upload space. It is pretty amazing that we can upload high definition video. But I think that might be one of the main considerations for you, is to think about length. And if the length of the video that you are posting is going to be longer than 15 minutes, then Vimeo is probably going to be your better choice instead of YouTube. Be aware that you can, of course, make edits and changes to your videos once you have them up there. You are going to be able to share the direct link to your page. But I really think it's a good idea to embed your videos over on your blog site, and then you can have more control over moderating. I actually don't even know on Vimeo if you can turn on comment moderation, and I don't know. I just haven't done that much with comments on Vimeo. Haven't gotten many. I just don't think it seems like there's that many folks that have their eyeballs on Vimeo compared to YouTube. So I hope this information is helpful to you. I will share a link here to my iPad with Wes site, which is a place I'm sharing information about the iPad just about every week, and having a monthly coffee chat about iPad apps that's live streamed out the first Tuesday of each month that I would invite you to check out. And I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you are successful as well as safe in sharing your ideas and your creativity and that of your family members online. Thanks for watching. There is one more thing that I forgot, and I want to make sure to show you, and that is the privacy settings that are possible with both Vimeo and YouTube. When you go ahead and say you want to edit the information and you want to edit the settings, over here on the privacy side, you can see that the default is public. But you can also choose to make this unlisted so that only people with a link can view it, or private, that a login is required. Now, the disadvantage of choosing private at the bottom is that you will need the Google accounts of each person who you want to specifically authorize to have access to this document. It's like a Google document that you want to share with somebody to edit, and so you have to have their Google account. But if you choose to have it unlisted, you can have some privacy, because people can't just find your video with related links or by searching for it. And if you would want to set up a private site, like a private blog site, then you could go ahead and embed your videos there, and theoretically people are not going to be able to find those videos unless somebody would directly email them the link, or they'd get that somewhere. So the other thing that I'll mention on Vimeo is I think, well, actually we'll have to explore it and see here really quick because I'm not sure what it allows us to do. I'm going to go ahead and click on the settings for this video that I posted a little while ago, and I'm going to click the privacy tab. You can see here there are actually 5 different choices that Vimeo provides. So anyone, only me, only people I follow or I choose, or only people with a password. And so you can protect that particular video with a password. So different options for you to think about as you share your videos. If you want to restrict access, you know, I'm going to probably steer folks, especially if you're going to have videos over 15 minutes long, to Vimeo. And, you know, you could choose a common password, and then you could have people take a look at the videos that way. I do want to encourage you to think about the value and power of and positive side of open sharing, especially when you're not disclosing, you know, personally identifying information about folks. You always want to get permission before you share any video online with anyone, and you want to let them know the terms under which that's going to be shared. So I kind of encourage the thing that, hey, this is going to be shared on YouTube. Is that okay? You know, if it's going to be shared on YouTube or Vimeo, but it's going to be with a password, I mean, there's chances that, you know, something might get messed up and it's public and you might have somebody upset. So I think it's probably better to just ask for permission to be able to share it publicly on the internet. Because you might want to cross-post it or share it somewhere later. You know, the best scenario for a video that you might be creating like this is that it's going to be awesome and that lots of people are going to want to see it. So if you get that kind of permission and release from folks who are going to be in the video, to be on the safest side, if you were doing this at home, you would want to get the parents as well as the individuals to give you permission to publish this openly on the internet. But you could certainly include a clause in there that only first names are going to be disclosed, and then, you know, later if it turns out that Hollywood wants to see your video, or that's not very likely, but if you know, there's somebody who you know, you could navigate that down the road if you ended up needing to think about last names and sharing those, but you wouldn't have to do that openly. So that is really the last part of this video. Good luck, and I hope that's been helpful to you.